Okay, I do have screen sharing privileges. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, I make you as co-host. Yeah, now you should be able to share your screen. Can I try it?
Yes, I'll share my screen right now.
Okay, perfect. I can see everything.
You can see
Okay.
it? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay, I will go back to share my screen and basically I will do a intro and after that I will welcome you to start present. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. And after that, maybe like we'll have a QA session if there have any questions coming from our audience.
that is understandable. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I ask you a quick question before we start?
Yes, sir.
Um, will I be able to get a recording of this meeting?
Uh, we we're going to streaming this on YouTube and X. So
Okay.
you want the original like footage or you want the recorded videos, the link directly?
Oh no, that's okay. If it's gonna be streaming live on YouTube and X, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, hello everybody. I'm the host Tracy. Welcome to everyone to today's TinTin Meeting technology sharing session. And first of all, let me briefly introduce TinTinLand to you. TinTinLand is a global Web3 developer community for builders, entrepreneurs, and enthusiasts by providing cutting-edge technology information, technical courses, seminars, hackathon, startup competitions, and industry recruitment. And we are committed to closely connecting community members to jointly build the future of Web3. TinTin Meetings and online live broadcast program we set up focusing on the fields of blockchain technology, inviting technical leaders in the industry to explore the practice and innovation of blockchain technology with everyone. And Devolved AI continues to refresh people's understanding of decentralized AI with its groundbreaking Athena 2 models. We already had a panel last week. So from cutting edge natural language processing to innovative distributed reasoning system to seamless blockchain integration, Devolved AI technology blueprint opens up new possibilities for the industry. So how can we quickly master Devolved AI's core technology and explore the future's potential of decentralized AI? So in this TinTin meeting, especially invited we especially invited Pavon from Devolved AI to explore with everyone in depth how to build decentralized AI infra on ArgoChain. If you want to learn about the advantages of ArgoChain and the technical framework of Devolved AI and developer resources, so please don't miss today's sharing. Today, it's like as usual, our event process is mainly divided into two parts. We have Pavon here. We are honored to invite him to give us a presentation, and after his sharing, we will have a QA session. If you have any questions about Devote AI Argo chains or want to know more about it, you're welcome to ask him your questions, and I will forward these questions to him. So now let's jump into the sharing session. Pavon, please, you can start to present.
Okay, thank you, Terry. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you guys are located. My name is Pavon. I am the blockchain developer for Devolved AI. Just a really brief background on myself. I've been a blockchain developer for about 8 years now, specializing in EVM blockchain development. writing our smart contracts using Solidity, Remix, Truffle, and now Foundry. At Devolved AI, I've pivoted to Substrate blockchain development, and I am very honored and privileged to be presenting at this meeting to discuss the various topics that the host mentioned prior to this meeting. So with that being said, let's begin. The first thing I would like to talk to you guys about is Devolved AI. We are an organization that aims to make everything decentralized and transparent, especially when it comes to AI technology. By that, I mean, when you go to ChatGPT or Claude and you use those AI services, you ask a question and it gives you a response, but you really do not know where that data that the AI is being trained on is coming from. It could be from some corporate repository, or it could be from any type of data source that the AI company, which in this case is OpenAI or Anthropic, chooses to use to train its AI models. Devolved AI aims to disrupt that industry by making the data sources transparent, because the AI model which we use, which is called Athena, and I will go into Athena later on in this presentation, we have all of our data sources. It's for the people and by the people. By that, I mean all of our data sources will be contributed by the community, and everything will be transparent. So you will know exactly what data the AI model is being trained on. And I will show you in a screenshot exactly how that is accomplished. So with that being said, as far as Devolved AI goes, one flagship product of Devolved AI that we do have is ArgoChain. ArgoChain is our blockchain that we will be using to record all of our data sets, the models, anything, any transactions that are done will be recorded on ArgoChain. ArgoChain is a substrate blockchain that has EVM compatibility. What I mean by that is the reason why we chose substrate is because substrate is very modular in nature. I like to tell people it allows developers to build a custom blockchain using crates and pallets. By that, I mean, I think of crates as Legos that you played with growing up as a child. You could take certain Lego blocks and build your own unique blockchain using Substrate, depending on which block of Lego or crate in this case you want to attach together. There's crates for governance, crates for DAO, crates for EVM compatibility, crates for token management, crates for administration. So you can actually build your own custom blockchain. Plus, Substrate has been known to be the best framework to solve what is called the blockchain trilemma, which is the issues of scalability, security, and decentralization. Most blockchains that you interact with solve one or two out of those three, but not all three. Substrate manages to solve almost all three of those, if not all three. And that it was the ideal choice that we decided to proceed with as far as building our custom blockchain ArgoChain on. ArgoChain is a layer one blockchain, so we are a solo chain. We do run on Substrate, which is also part of the Polkadot network. However, because we are a layer one, we do not record all of our transactions on Polkadot's ledger. All of our transactions are recorded on our own independent ledger, on our own independent explorer, which I will show you guys later on. Like I mentioned, Devolved AI is an AI company that aims to decentralize technology as it relates to the fields of AI and LLM by using blockchain technology to harness that and making everything that the AI does transparent, immutable, verifiable, and timestamped on the blockchain. So you will know exactly what's going on, what data the AI model is being trained on, and that data cannot be tampered with because it will be timestamped and immutable on our blockchain, which I will show you in a bit. The technical foundations and frameworks of ArgoChain and Devolved AI, as well as Athena. I did mention that ArgoChain does have EVM compatibility, And the reason why we have the EVM compatibility is simply because we would like to open up the arena for developers to build on our chain. Most developers have not heard of Ink, which is a smart contract programming language for Rust and Substrate, but many developers have used Solidity or some type of EVM compatible programming language to build DeFi applications and smart contracts on an EVM compatible blockchain. So in order for us to expand that arena to those developers and to welcome EVM developers into our blockchain to build on our blockchain, we've developed an EVM compatible application layer that sits on top of the substrate infrastructure layer. What I mean by that is simply if you develop a smart contract on ArgoChain, and let's say there's a function that allows you to swap tokens on ArgoChain, all of the transactions will be recorded on the substrate ledger for ArgoChain. There is no EVM ledger for ArgoChain. Everything will be recorded, timestamped, and hashed on the substrate blockchain. However, the EVM compatibility opens up a world of opportunities for developers to build on our chain. And that is why we've made the executive decision to build on top of Substrate by enabling developers to have EVM compatibility. As always,
Excuse me, Pavon, do you have a slide at this moment?
Let's see, as far as the EVM compatibility goes.
Because you're not sharing your screen. I don't know if you have a PowerPoint or whatnot, or worst case, I can share my screen at this moment, and we'll start to get your hands on dirty. Like I can, yeah, give the screen back to you. Is that
Yes,
okay?
yes, if you don't mind sharing the screen, that's perfect. And I'll let you know when I need to share the screen because I
Okay.
will share the screen at some
Cool, cool,
point
cool.
during the presentation.
Yeah, sorry for disturbing. Please go ahead.
Oh, no, no worries.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we are on topic number 2 at this moment, which is technical foundations and frameworks for those of you guys who are tuning in. Like I mentioned, developers are able to build DeFi applications on ArgoChain, and they can take advantage of the low-cost gas fees and the 6-second block finality. What that means is that we do have a 200 million block gas limit, so we can fit a lot of transactions within one block that would be finalized within 6 seconds. So, in layman's terms, it won't take 15 or 20 minutes for a transaction to post to our blockchain, but rather fractions of a second for it to go and get processed. I would say at the most 5 to 6 seconds as the block is being created and finalized. As far as Athena goes, we do have two models for Athena, which is EOS and Titan. And those are decentralized LLM models that the entire model is stored on the blockchain. And it's also stored in a decentralized file storage solution. So, what I mean by that is we do not store any data sets or any models on a centralized storage system like Dropbox or Google Drive. It's all stored on IPFS, which is decentralized in nature. Everything is hashed and sent to the blockchain. To the host, if you would like, I can share my screen to show you exactly what I am talking about. Thank you. So I will be showing my screen right now. Let me share it. And if you can see my screen, what I will be showing you is pretty much the IPFS hash for the Athena model. So right here, as you see, this is the hash for IPFS that shows that the EOS and the Titan models for Athena have both been uploaded and shared on the IPFS file storage solution. This is transparent because it allows users to see exactly where the model is stored. And if you would like to even download the model to cross-check it or to even use it in a local environment, you are more than welcome to do that. Also, as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, the data sets that Athena is being trained on is also transparent, which is right here. There's a data1.json file, which is there for your review. If you click on it, it will show you the exact JSON file right here that has the data set that is being used to preliminarily train the Athena AI model. As Athena evolves to become a more robust and fully functional LLM, you will see that there will be lots of data that will be contributed by the users and by the community to train the model. All data will be submitted to the IPFS file storage solution for transparency. And in turn, it will go to our blockchain, which is recorded here. So this is our block explorer for ArgoChain. This actually is the transaction hash that relates to the actual Athena model that's been stored on IPFS. It shows you who exactly the wallet address that uploaded the Athena model, the actual date and time in UTC that the model was uploaded to IPFS and recorded on the blockchain. It also shows the block number. There was a small fee of 2 AGC, which is ArgoCoin. That is our token, our coin per se, my apologies, to pay for the to have the Athena model on the blockchain, and that the status was successful. Now, the thing about it is that it doesn't show right here for the message the IPF hash. So I'm going to go to another site right here, which is explorer.argoscan.net. And what I'm going to do is I am going to simply copy the block number. Let me move this out the way, which is right here. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put this in to the ArgoScan Explorer. And when I click on this, it's going to show up the block weight and the hash. And right here, when I click on transfer of balance new, you'll see right here, this hash is the exact hash that matches this hash right here. So combining these two powerful pieces of technology, you can rest assured that you will know exactly where the data is being stored, what type of data is being stored, and where it's being recorded. So it is being stored on IPFS. You could click on this, like I mentioned, and look at the exact data that was being submitted to train the Athena model, as well as go here and see the exact block and the hash. That proves that the Athena model in its entirety, that includes the EOS, the Titan model, as well as the preliminary data set, has been recorded and hashed on the ArgoChain blockchain. ChatGPT and Claude does not do this. We are doing this to provide a utility so that users can know exactly where their data is being stored and exactly what data is being used to train the Athena AI model. The host, you can share your screen again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So as I was discussing the technical foundations for number 2, I kind of overlapped into number 3, which is the Athena platform and developer resources. Let me explain to you more about Athena. As Athena continues to evolve into a very robust LLM, we will enable users to create AI agents that will harness the power of Athena. Those AI agents can also be used to it'll have Athena as a centric core, but you can have your own AI agent perform certain functions that is important and relative to whatever industry you specialize in. For example, if you're running an industry that does compute, like you have a third-party application that provides computing resources, you can incorporate an AI model that will act as a virtual assistant or a customer service agent to your clients, where that AI agent will actually be using the power of Athena as in the backend to feed the responses back to the user. Not only that, but we can also you can also type out a smart contract to convert your AI agent into an NFT at any point in the future. You have complete, full, free range to use Athena the way how you want it to be used, because it is your LLM, because as I mentioned, it is built for the people by the people. Host, if you wouldn't mind, I would like to share my screen to show you a sample smart contract that will allow you to create an agent and convert it into an NFT.
Cool. Pavon, you can just keep the screen at this time, I think.
Okay, I'm sorry. No worries. So I am going to share my screen again, and I am going to go to a very popular program called Remix. Remix, as you know, for all of you developers out there, is a popular IDE that allows smart contract developers to develop, test, and deploy their smart contracts on the Ethereum or any EVM compatible blockchain. So right here, I do have a sample AI agent NFT contract that I've been working on. As you know, it's using the Solidity version 0.8.24. And this is if you've created an AI agent on Athena and you wanted to convert that AI agent into an NFT that you wish to sell to someone else on the open market, like OpenSea or Rarible, you will be able to do that using a smart contract similar to this. So all that you would need, for example, for this contract is you would just import these battle-tested Open Zeppelin contracts. This keeps the counters for the NFT. This sets the security permissions, which is the ownable and access control. This is the ERC 721. This actually, the 721 is the ERC standard for NFT smart contracts. And the storage is going to also allow you to store the metadata, which I will explain in a few seconds. So right here, when you have your AI agent, you're going to pass certain parameters when you create the agent, such as the name of the agent, the description of the agent, what model you've used. Now, for example, I've used GPT-4 Claude, but in this case, you would put Athena as the model. You will put an array of user prompts, an array of system prompts, and you will put whether it's encrypted by designating a Boolean value of true or false. All AI agents that are created using the smart contract will be stored in the mapping function, which is right here, which will also be an array. And when an AI agent is created, there will be events that will be emitted. There will be an AI agent created event, prompts updated event, which I will go into in a few seconds, and an encryption status change event. So when you create this AI agent, like I mentioned, you'll pass these variables or these arguments, and it will increment the token ID of the AI agent. So what that means is if, say, John creates an AI agent that runs a flower shop, that AI agent will be assigned a unique token ID of maybe 0. Then Harry comes on and creates a sports betting AI agent that can predict sports scores, for example. That AI agent will be assigned a token ID of 1, and so on and so forth. That is using the counters smart contract that's been imported. And that will also get stored in a mapping function so that when a user wants to reference the AI agent that they're trying to buy, they'll know exactly which AI agent it is. Also, you can update the prompts. So when you initially create the AI agent on Athena using a smart contract similar to this, you can specify default prompts. Some of those default prompts may be system prompts and user prompts. They could be, give me the, for example, it could be, give me the Super Bowl score or the soccer score for the World Cup in 2028. Like just do some type of predictive analysis. The AI may come back with some type of answer, but those type of prompts will be stored in an array under user and system prompt respectfully. Once this is done, you'll get an AI agent that will be converted to an NFT that will be represented by a token. You can at this point either take that whole token and sell it, or you can break it up and fractionalize it as an NFT so that you can tokenize it if you wanted to give ownership to X number of individuals. Like I said, a user has complete and total free range to do whatever they need to do using the power of ArgoChain and Athena to accomplish their end goal objectives, whether that is to create AI agents to sell, to create AI agents to fractionalize, to create AI agents just to act as customer service assistants, virtual assistants, advisors, whatever it is, you name it, we can provide it. And everything is transparent and recordable on the ArgoChain blockchain. So with that being said, the next topic that I'm going to go into as far as this goes is going to be data solutions and network management. So as I mentioned, the data solutions will be stored on IPFS for transparency and verifiability. We would take almost any type of data. However, Athena will most likely read JSON data, which is the preferred method of data that the AI model will be trained on. As far as the network management goes, ArgoChain is secured by 100 validators to ensure the integrity of the network with an average stake of about 46,000 AGC. That is an advancement from when we first deployed back in July of 2024 with a minimum stake of 20,000. Let me pull up a website that will show this to you. So if I go to staking.argoscan.net, it's going to pull up here. As you see, you could either be a validator or you can be a nominator. Let me briefly explain what both of those are. A validator is a node that has satisfied all the requirements by ArgoChain and Devolved AI to act as a validator to collect rewards on the network for finding blocks and finalizing those blocks on the ArgoChain blockchain. As one requirement to be a validator is, at first, when we first deployed on July of 2024, it was 20,000 AGC that you had to stake in order to become a validator. However, due to the competitive nature now of ArgoChain to this day, the minimum amount to stake is now going to be almost 58,152 Argo coins in order to become a validator and in order to become considered to be a validator. The lowest is 46,000 or 45,999. So what the lowest means is this: if you have 46,000 or 45,999 AGC and you would like to stake your AGC to be a validator, there is no guarantee due to the very competitive nature of our blockchain that you will become a validator for the next era. An era is every hour. So at the end of every 60 minutes or an hour, a new era is started, and those validators that are penalized gets kicked out of the validator pool and goes into a waiting queue. And those that are waiting, if they meet the qualifications, they take the slot for the next era. So every hour, validators can get kicked out or they can keep their spot based on how they've performed on the blockchain. So one example, or like a big example of a validator being kicked out of the validator pool and going into a waiting status is called slashing. Slashing is when your validator either tries to post a bad block, or your network is down, or your network is slow, or anything, your validator may be turned off anything where the validator is not contributing effectively to the integrity and security of the ArgoChain network. So as you see right here in the overview, we have currently 7 validators waiting in the waiter pool during this era to get into the validator pool if one of the validators gets slashed. Like I mentioned earlier in the presentation, Devolved AI's key use case is transparency. Everything is transparent. So if you would like to know all of the validators that are currently in the network, you simply click on this validators tab, and there's a whole list of all 100 validators, how much they've staked, how much their nominators have staked. Everything is transparent and open for you to see and to review. This is the reason why Devolved AI is so big. We are very, very big, as a matter of fact, on being transparent with our communities, with our users, and with our shareholders. So this is validators. Now, let me explain the other part, which is a nominator. If you have 4,000 AGC and you don't have the required number of AGC to become a validator, but you would like to participate in the network, you can stake your 4,000 AGC and nominate a validator and get a portion of that validator's rewards when they find a block. So what that means is you can still take advantage of the staking rewards of being a validator without actually being a validator, but actually being a nominator. So what you would do is you would stake your 4,000 AGC and you would select one of these validators and you would nominate a validator as your validator, quote unquote. And when that validator finds blocks on our blockchain, you will get those rewards along with that validator. So it levels the playing field and it makes it more open for those individuals who do not have the deep pockets or who do not have the 20,000 AGC to stake. You can still participate in the network to become a nominator and or a validator. By us having these validators, the primary goal is to ensure the integrity and the security of the ArgoChain network to prevent 51% attacks, like you've heard from back in the day with Bitcoin, Sybil attacks, any type of attacks, DDoS attacks. The network will actually provide the security that you need in order to make sure that everything is legitimate and finalized according to the way that it's supposed to be finalized. So that takes care of the network management. I'm going to go right back to data solutions right quick. Data solutions means that pretty much we can use any type of data source, like I mentioned. We encourage anybody to submit data to Athena to train it so that it could be more robust. After all, this is your AI and your LLM. It's built for the people by the people. Now, as far as the data solutions go as well, we will store them in a decentralized manner on IPFS. We will not have a corporate repository that is hidden behind a firewall, such as Google Drive or Dropbox, because we want our users to be able to look at the data without any issues or without having to get permission from administrators or things of that nature. You should be able to just type in a URL and be able to look at the data source that is being used to train Athena, and that data source will be on the interplanetary file system that I mentioned earlier. Going into the last part, which is number 5, tokenomics and ecosystem growth. So ArgoChain has its flagship token, which is ArgoCoin, which is AGC, and we are currently listed on CoinMarketCap. We have a total of 100 million max supply of AGC with 56, which is the total supply, and about 50 million, which is the circulating supply. So let me repeat those numbers. 100 million total supply, or I'm sorry, max supply, around 56 million total supply, and about 50 million circulating supply. The other 6 million is locked into smart contracts, treasuries, other wallets. The other 50 million is into circulation. So one thing that we are implementing right now to expand the opportunities of DeFi is we're participating in cross-chain functionality. And I will explain and show you how to do that. So I'm going to go to my Argo wallet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 steps. I'm going to take the AGC I have. I'm going to move it from my Argo wallet to my MetaMask wallet. Therefore, it's going to make my AGC EVM compatible. I'm going to, in turn, wrap that AGC, and then I'm going to move that AGC over cross-chain to the base network. Once it's on the base network as wrapped ArgoCoin, then I'll be able to use my AGC in a wrapped version to take advantage of more DeFi opportunities on base. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Argo wallet. I'm going to, let me move this out the way. I'm going to enter in my username and my password. Let me log in. So right now I have a balance of in this wallet, which is right here. This is a substrate wallet because it always begins with the number 5. A MetaMask wallet or an EVM compatible wallet begins with 0x, as you already know. I am going to take 100 of this balance and I'm going to move it from my substrate wallet to my EVM wallet, which is right here. Let me open up MetaMask and let me go to ArgoChain right here. As you see right now, I have 0.66 AGC and I have 0 wrapped AGC. I'm going to take 100 of my Argo coins and I'm going to move them to my MetaMask wallet by going to the on-chain swap feature, which is right here. And I am going to connect to my MetaMask. It's been successfully connected. And I'm going to enter in the EVM address, which is right here. And I am going to post that right here. And I am going to select 100 AGC. I'm going to submit my transaction. And it's going to take a few seconds, but once it's done, it's going to give me a transaction hash, as you know, that I can query on the ArgoChain blockchain. Here it is right here. If I wanted to look at this transaction hash, I can just copy it, go back to the scanner, which is right here. This isn't it. Is it right here? This isn't it either. Let me go right here. And I can just simply go right here. And it's going to show up. This is an error. This is not supposed to happen, but I know that it's going to be on the blockchain right here because the 100 AGC has been successfully moved from my Argo wallet over to my MetaMask wallet. So I now have 100 AGC in my MetaMask wallet, which is EVM compatible now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this 100 AGC. So now I'm going to have 100 wrapped AGC and I'm going to have probably like 0.66 regular AGC. So let me do that right now. I'm going to go to this app right here. I'm going to connect my wallet again. It shows right here that I have 100 native AGC and 0 wrapped AGC. I'm going to wrap 50 AGC. All I'm going to do is type in 50 here, click on wrapped AGC. It's going to ask me to confirm the transaction. I'm going to wait. It's going to say that it's been wrapped successfully. And now I have 50 wrapped AGC and 50 native AGC. And when I go back to my MetaMask, it'll show I have 50 wrapped AGC here and 50 native AGC. So now I have a wrapped version that I can move cross-chain to other blockchains. It could be Ethereum, it could be Avalanche, it could be Phantom, whatever the case is right now. As of now, we do have a Base. Base is a very good blockchain that's EVM compatible that deals specifically with AI and AI agents. So you can move your wrapped agency over to Base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Chainport, launch the app, and then I'm going to connect my wallet here. And it's going to show that I have wrapped agency. I get to select ArgoChain here. And I have 50 agency here, a wrapped agency. I'm going to move it to Base right here. I'm going to switch the network to ArgoChain. Let me put, I'll put 45. No, I'm sorry, I'll put like 40 wrap agency. It's going to give me 39.888 wrap agency on Base. So then after that's done, I'm going to port it. It's going to ask me to approve it, to confirm it. I'm going to confirm it right now. And this is going to take a few minutes because it's going to have this countdown timer. But once this countdown timer is done, it will show that the wrap agency has gone cross-chain to Base with no issue. So now, by it being on Base, I could take advantage of other liquidity protocols that are not currently available on ArgoChain. So this expands the power of the agency token. This concludes our presentation as far as ArgoChain goes, Athena goes, why we're being decentralized, why we're transparent. I would like to open the floor for any questions that anybody have.
Pavon, do you have anything to add on for this
Uh,
part?
no, I'm going to like this countdown timer is going to happen. And once it's at 0, it's going to successfully move the wrap agency over to the Base network.
Okay, so maybe when they're waiting for the counting down, there have several questions coming from our audience. If you view
Yes.
too, yeah. The first question is about like maybe some of the questions you have already mentioned. The first question is talking about how to ensure transparency and explainability of AI models, especially when dealing with sensitive data.
Good question. Okay, so dealing with sensitive data, the first thing that I would recommend is, as always, you would not want to have any type of sensitive data show up on any type of AI model. Think about it. You would not ask an AI models, what is my neighbor's social security number, or what is my neighbor's bank account number, things like that. So it is strongly encouraged to not have any type of sensitive data that you're submitting to any AI model, not just Athena, but any AI model to train. However, if you absolutely positively, because you're creating an AI agent that maybe needs to read bank account information or things like that, it would be best that if you're training the Athena model, you can submit data set that does not include that sensitive data, and you can have that sensitive data stored in a separate off-chain repository that you control, and that you will connect your AI model to read that data as well as read the data that you've trained the AI model. So to answer the question, to ensure that sensitive data is not compromised in any way, shape, or form, the first and foremost thing is to ensure that you do not even submit sensitive data to any AI model to train. But if you have to, it needs to be isolated in an off-chain environment so that the AI model is not training itself on it to disclose it to another party by mistake or even as a response to a question.
Thank you, Pavon. you can go ahead and I can leave the questions at the end.
Okay, so as you see, it says that the assets did arrive right here to the base network. So if I was to go on MetaMask and go to the base network right here, you'll see now I have 54 because I had 30, 40, and I have 14 before. So now I have 54 wrapped agency here that was successfully moved over to base from ArgoChain using cross-chain technology by Chainport. So that also expands the power of the ArgoCoin token so that you can use it to trade for any other token that's on the base protocol. It could be Pepe, it could be base Ethereum, it could be base Polygon, any token you want. You now have the opportunity to participate in liquidity, DeFi, swaps, yield farming, staking, whatever your heart desires. Those type of protocols that are currently not available on ArgoChain, but will be in the near future. Is there any other questions that the community or that our viewers have for me?
Yes. Another question is about how does federated learning help decentralize the AI training?
That is a very, very good question. Federated, I'm not that particular on federated learning because I'm not an AI or machine learning engineer. That is definitely a great question that I would love to relate to our machine learning engineer. Maybe he can delve into the idea of federated learning. But I know that any type of training or any type of data sets that's being submitted will be transparent for users to review on the blockchain. I just don't have a clear knowledge of federated learning, so I wouldn't be able to tell you in detail, unfortunately. But I do know the machine learning engineers could tell you.
Okay.
If you like, you can send that question to me in Slack or on Telegram. My Telegram is at Deuce Fury. I'll write it down here. Let me start a new note. So on Telegram, this is my Telegram handle. If you have a question that I cannot immediately answer, like that was a great question because I'm not well versed in federated learning, but I would like to find out the answer for you. Just send me a question in Telegram to that handle, and I'll be more than happy to answer it for you. Let me make it bigger so that people can actually see it.
Oh, Pavon, you wasn't sharing that notes. You're
Oh,
currently sharing the browser. Yeah.
I am so sorry. Let me do this again. Let me go back to screen sharing. I would just put it right here.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so right here, that is my Telegram handle at Deuce Fury. Please feel free, like if you have a question that I cannot answer here because I don't know everything about federated learning, I would be more than happy though to find the answer for you. It's no problem. Just send me the question to my Telegram handle and I'll be more than happy to answer it for you.
Okay, cool. Then they have another two questions coming from our audience.
Okay.
One question is asking, what are the main functions of Devolved AI?
Good question. So the main functions of Devolved AI is to provide transparency as it relates to AI to the masses. We are developing an AI that is built by the people for the people. So the main function of Devolved AI is to ensure that the community and that people have an AI model that they can trust. And the reason why that they can trust it is because they will know exactly where the data is coming from, when the data was submitted, how the data was submitted, and what type of data was submitted. By ensuring this type of transparency, this time stamping, this verifiability, knowing that the data cannot be tampered with because it will be hashed and encrypted and sent to the blockchain. Those are our main functions, is to have an AI model that people can use and trust, knowing that they will be aware of what type of data set the model is being trained on. That is the primary function of Devolved AI, is to ensure transparency in everything we do. Like, there is nothing that we keep in the dark for anyone. You will know exactly, like, you have the AI model. If you want to take the AI model and download it to your computer to look at the code base, be our guest. As soon as we get more data sets, if you want to download those data sets to examine them, be our guest. Everything is there and open for you to use. That is our main function, is to make sure that everything is transparent and that nothing is, quote, in the dark for any of our users, excuse me, or our community.
Okay, cool. And the last question is asking, for developers, what resources and tools does ArgoChain provide to help the development of decentralized AI applications? Like resources and tools, yes.
You got it. That is a great question. So ArgoChain does have a test net that developers can use to test their smart contracts using test AGC. That test net is HTTPS. I'll put it here. The test net is HTTPS RPC testnet.devolvedai.com. The chain ID is going to be 1298, and the currency symbol is going to be AGC. And that's a test net. That's one resource that we have. Of course, if you want to develop on mainnet, you could. The mainnet for Devolved AI and for ArgoChain is the RPC URL. The chain ID is 1299, and the symbol is, of course, AGC. And for Explorer, it's going to be explorer.argoscan.net. So first of all, we have a testnet and we have a mainnet. I strongly encourage any developers building on ArgoChain EVM by typing smart contracts to use a testnet. We do have a faucet where you can request testnet tokens. I think it's right here. Faucet dot. I think that's it. I'm not sure. No, that's not it. Let me find out what the faucet is. The actual faucet will allow you to request testnet tokens. However, we do have that resource. Now, as far as IDEs that you can use, ArgoChain works with Foundry, Hardhat, Truffle. Even though it's deprecated, there are a lot of people that still use Truffle, and I prefer and recommend what you see here, which is Remix. Of course, you can use battle tested tools like Open Zeppelin in your smart contracts. We accept all of that. If you're like me, I like to cross-test my smart contracts and audit them using various auditing tools like Slither, Mithril, Echidna, Gambit, things like that. But yeah, all of the tools that we have test nets, we have faucets, we have you could even develop on the mainnet, things of that nature. So those are the tools that a smart contract developer have in order to test their contracts on ArgoChain.
Okay, Unless do you have anything to add on, Pavon?
No, the last thing I would like to say is once again, I thank you guys very much for giving me the honor and privilege of being able to do a presentation on Devolved AI. Please reach out to me at my Telegram, which is at Deuce Fury. If you have any questions that you can ask here, or maybe a question may come up later on throughout the day, by all means, feel free to ask me. I want to be able to answer you guys' questions as clear and as succinct as possible. But due to the time constraint, I totally understand. But I do appreciate everybody for listening and for joining in. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And until then, a special thank you to the host. You guys have been great. And I really look forward to doing future presentations with you guys.
Thank you, Pavon. Yeah, today's TinTin Meeting technical sharing session is coming to the end, and thank you again, also our audience, for your active participation. We'll see you all next time. Bye. Thank you.
You guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.